What is up, guys? Welcome to the channel, welcome to the stream. I hope you're all doing well. Firstly, I'll just get into it. I apologise for the lack of streams at the moment. Unfortunately for me, I'm just not having much luck with these colds, this flu. It's just driving me up the wall. Do you know what I mean? But we're back at it again today with a little bit more of Truckers MP. I am going to change up the truck. I'm not going to drive the Scania today. I'm probably going to go in the Volvo or something. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed your weekend. Manic. But yeah, over the course of this video, this stream, we're going to kind of switch topics in a way. I know that this is Euro Truck, but of course we have some more trucking news, and you know me, I don't like to just stick to one topic when it comes to trucking, or if I'm playing a particular game, all holds barred, that sort of thing. We can generally discuss anything, but today I want to talk about trucking in general, not just for PC but for console as well. Now, we all are aware of On the Road by Fabian Aerosoft, and we all know the rocky sort of life that game has had. Very inconsistent up until a point where things which they say would be working in fact haven't been, and the game has just got to a very sorry, poor state. And to be completely honest with you, I was very surprised when I saw the information the other day, the fact that On the Road is being generally built from the ground up. They are adding and improving on the current functionalities within the game, so they're not actually adding any new content as far as I'm aware, but from what I've seen, it seems like they've just generally pulled their finger out. In other words, that's just something that they needed to do. Better late than ever, I suppose. But generally, over the course, bearing in mind they haven't exactly given us a sort of time frame or release date as to when they are going to be doing what they say they'll be doing. But it's nice to see that they're finally doing something about it. And for me, On the Road, you cannot change your truck whilst on a job. Oh, for goodness sake. But yeah, I mean, for me and On the Road, we've all had our ups and downs with the game in general. And I think it's just pretty nice to see the fact that, they're kind of sorting it out. I mean, it's Fabian at the end of the day. We take it with a pinch of salt, everything that he says, but I would like to hope that the guy is kind of sorting it out, and it'll be function in the way that it's supposed to be, right from the beginning. As to whether that actually happens or not, like we say, it's just one of those silly things which could have been completely avoided from the beginning anyway, That's my opinion on it. Now, I know that I'm playing Euro Truck, but like I say, the topic of conversation seem to go a bit weird and wacky, and we never really stick to one specific title to talk about. But I think that because it's trucking related, I think it's very important to discuss, because at the end of the day, On the Road and Truck Driver are the only real sort of logistical trucking games that we have, if you want to call it that, for console. Now, of course, we've got the likes of like SnowRunner, we've got other titles, but as far as like trucking logistics go, on the road is probably the best thing, that we've got on console at the minute, and that's saying an awful lot. That it's bad that that is the case, but at least now, knowing what we know, they're going to try and sort of redeem themselves, try and revive it, and hopefully, I mean, fingers crossed, it works. I mean, it's been one of those things that has been under everybody's skin for a very, very, very long time, and I feel that now, Fabian's kind of come out of the woodwork and he said, "Oh well, this is now what's going to happen." Of course, Fabian being Fabian, he hasn't really sort of given us too much information as to when that is going to be happening. So, of course, I will show it on the channel when this, the series or these updates or update kind of comes out. Now, I would have played on the road today. Now, if there's something that you guys want to see, then what I'll do is I'll put up a poll, and then you guys can kind of decide as to whether you want to see it or not. But I thought, as for today, we just continue on with a little bit more Truckers MP, because I just don't think that there's enough sort of meat on the bones with that game on the road at the minute. And with the amount of bugs which still persist and the things which go wrong with it, the last thing I want is to kind of go through a stream and then it just completely bottom out on me or do something that it shouldn't do, and it's very, very known for doing that at the minute, especially with the freezing. I know that the console side of it are having a very bad time with on the road at the minute. Lots of reported crashes. And I mean, if we think of it this way, I mean, when we've got like the likes of Tourist Bus and Farron Bus and all that sort of stuff, they all seem to get bad press, but they get bad press because of who's on the face of it. And if Fabian can find a way to make that right in terms of on the road, because at the end of the day, that's where he's got his bad reputation from, but if he can somehow miraculously just pull it out of the bag, it's going to be a very, very interesting time in terms of trucking, for console. Now, the problem is that fire for on the road, I feel, has only just literally been put out. People have just forgot that the game has even existed to this point, and now Fabian is making promises again, which could reignite that fire and make things 1,000 times worse than what they already were. Oh, good morning, Munchies. Hope you're doing well, mate. Munchie says they dragged their feet along enough for me to save up for a PC and move on from them. Same with Truck Driver. Yeah, I mean, that's another one as well, isn't it? Truck Driver, that seems to have just completely fallen off the face of the earth. I mean, they were supposed to release their Heading North DLC, I don't know, was it last year or something? I can't remember. It was September time. And it got delayed, and then you just don't hear anything from them, which is hardly surprising, but I don't know. Like I say, I don't have high hopes for it, and there are many reasons, and I'm sure that a lot of you can agree on those reasons as well. But I mean, the problem is that you're gonna get two sides of it, because you're gonna have excuse me, you're gonna have people that have kind of been there, done that, got the t-shirt, face dragged through the mud, so to speak, and People have just wiped their hands with them now, and then that's it, because they just can't be dealing with the fiasco of what it was. Will support, no will support, then will support again. And it's just not good enough, is it? It's really not good enough. And then you're going to have those people that are completely brand new to On the Road, even before and after the update. But I mean, we shall see later down the line. That's going to be a very, very interesting sort of topic, isn't it? That is the problem. Like I say, I will show it on the channel, and of course I will try and keep you console players up to date with what is actually going on. But for the most part, like I said, it's the reason why I'm playing this game today. It's just simply down to the fact that there's not really a lot of information to talk about, and I don't want to sugarcoat or oversaturate the stream with talking about On the Road, because let's face it, when it comes down to the nitty gritty stuff, I think it's way overdue, and I think it's just a little too late for the revival, because that's essentially what they're trying to do. He's blaming essentially the lack of updates and performance updates down to the fact that there's been a complete rearrangement in development. Now that, for me, any other sort of publisher or developer, if there's anything going on internally, the first people that they generally sort of tell is the player, it's the consumer, to make them see that they're not being left in the dark. But that's other developers, and they do right by their players, whereas people like TML, Aerosoft, the face of it, Fabian, PR and all that sort of stuff, they don't really seem to do a lot of anything when it comes to discussing or informing people based on what's actually going on within their game, because it's almost like a sales tactic, because they don't want people to not buy it. They want as many people to buy their games as they can, which is why they leave the really crucial information out of the picture. Now I can understand it from a selling perspective, but at the same time you can't keep using the same formula and expecting a different result. People are going to still hate the concept and the lack of communication behind everything which they do from now on, because that's just the reputation that it precedes him. As much as I want to talk highly of the things which he's involved in, he doesn't do himself justice by his actions and what he actually says to people. That's the problem. Yeah, that's it, Munchies. You already wrote your $30 off as a loss, and a lot of people have. So if we look at it this way, if he and the development team manage to, say, revive the game, and things are the way that they should have been day one, then I think that if you've paid into it already, it would be a shame not to at least try it and experience it again for the whatever many times you've played it, and just see whether it has changed at all. Now I haven't played On the Road for ages, absolutely ages, and it's just one of those things, isn't it? I mean, I started when I sort of revived my YouTube channel and started talking as well as making videos. On the Road was something which I was doing quite often. In fact, that was primarily the main game that I was showcasing on the channel. So I can't bash it too much, but I am very much aware of the problems which have occurred over the course of the game's life on the console side of things anyway. The PC side of it, I'm not too familiar with it, but if it's anything like what I'd say like tourist buses when it comes to the port, um, the PC, obviously the PC element, the PC side of it is a little bit more stable than the console side, and I think that's probably going to be the same case for on the road in terms of PC and console. Like I say, there's not a lot of information to sort of sieve through, other than the fact that everything which should have been is now being worked on due to there being a rearrangement of development. So I don't really know what he means by that. In other words, they've all had a handbag war. Those that don't agree with what he's saying have been let go, and those that are happy with the movement and the development of the game are just left to work on it. But they can't give us a release date or any sort of information as to when that's going to happen, because he just simply doesn't know. They don't know the time frame. Which is a standard sort of practice, isn't it, for good old Fabian? Excuse me. Yeah, the Alaskan truck. I don't know. I don't know. Like I say, it's so easy to assess based on obviously the only footage that we do have is like an early access build, which I did play, and for me, I mean, I struggled to make that video. Uh, there are multiple reasons to that. The fact that the wheel support was kind of non-existent. So at the point of making the video, I was expecting to be able just to use my wheel, and it didn't happen. It didn't happen. I ended up having to use the controller, which was a shame. But Australian, I haven't actually taken a look at yet. The Australian truck sim. Not buying a trucking game so you can craft jerky. Well, I mean, this is it, isn't it? They've definitely taken a little bit of a different approach to trucking, and I mean, I give them credit. They are trying something different. It's not something that we're really used to playing, but more than anything, I think that you know, like when you play like the like food truck simulator, or you play gas station sim, or whatever it is, a power wash sim. It's fantastic to play at the beginning, but then when you get used to the same animations, the same sort of general routine and order of things, and because there's lack of content, those sorts of animations and procedures that you go through within the game get really, really boring. Really boring. Like for instance, at least with Euro Truck, there is a vast variety of different cargo to transport. Not only that, but you can customize your own trailers and basically pick deliveries up yourself. You know, there is lots of things to choose from to keep it, you know, entertaining. And I mean, they've done well for the last 10 years, so, the numbers kind of speak for themselves. But when it comes to stuff like Alaskan Truck, where it's so close to its release, it's quite alarming actually that we haven't seen anything more. And I mean, I think they estimated the date to be something like the 7th of December, something like that, which is not far away at all. But we shall see. Yeah, that's what I mean, Munchies. That's what I mean. I mean, I was tempted to bring Power Wash Simulator back to the channel, but for my own sort of sanity with that game, um, I decided against it, and that was just simply down to, well, at the end of the day, it's just power washing, and there's only so much power washing you can do. I mean, it's like the lawn mowing sim. There was only so much grass that you could cut before you went to bed at night dreaming of grass. They are fun little sort of quirky titles, I suppose, something a little bit different, but I mean, for me, I need a little bit of meat on the bone. There's no point buying it and putting it on the channels just to play it for a few days and then that's it. But yeah, guys, like I say, do have a Discord channel, and I am live streaming now on TikTok. So if that's something that you're interested in, I will provide links in the description. But of course, you can find me on TikTok with the same name. So if that's something you're interested in, I do a lot of Forza Horizon 5 stuff on TikTok because there just seems to be a lot of people there that enjoy that sort of stuff. Same with gas station. After finishing the story and maxing out the station, it was stale. Yeah, that's what I mean. But those elements to it aren't hard to do. That's what I mean. If you chuck a solid few hours in it for a couple days, maybe 3 or 4 days, you'll get yourself into a position where you can't really do anything else. And I find that with a lot of games these days. I want a game that I can progressively work toward over a course of a couple of years, not a couple of weeks. And I know that's kind of hard to find these days with current state of gaming and all that, but it's not impossible. They just need to listen to people. That's all it is. The sort of general attitude towards everything at the moment isn't very good. Can't wait to see my slick dance moves. I can tell you what, Munchies, it ain't got nothing to do with dancing. The app is completely flipped on its head. It used to be a child's. I mean, I thought it used to be a children's app. Like just silly dances and all that kind of stuff. It's completely changed now. But with TikTok, the one thing I do like about it is that I have a few more freedoms and I'm able to do and say a few more things, and I am able to play music as well, which is something which obviously YouTube doesn't permit. So it makes the whole experience just tiny bit better, you know. You know, I enjoy it. I get a good crowd there. And it's easier to talk as well. The chat's not so sluggish. But of course, like I say, back to the trucking topic. It'll be really, really nice if they do manage to revive on the road. It really would be. Like I say, there's a whole video on it. I think the main one really is kind of like the core functions. They really need to work on that. I'm not bothered about getting new trucks for the game or anything like that at the moment. I just want them to get it, you know, get it sorted out. Like I say, I do try and upload as much as I can, but I just keep falling ill, and I don't know why. It's just that time of year, but I just keep falling ill, and you know, sometimes staring at a screen for long periods of time is just not a good mix when your head feels like it's about to explode, you know? But I appreciate each and every one of you that continues to show support for the channel, you know, coming in the live chats and all that kind of stuff. It makes it 100% worth it. You know, it can get a bit stale, it can get a bit dry, you know, but at the end of the day, I can only, you know, provide you my best, and if I'm not up to it, I'm just not up to it. You know, health and real life stuff gets in the way, and you know, just got to make the most of it, haven't we? Feel ya. Been laid up for a few days. I wheeled out of works. You was wheeled out of work on Saturday. What happened, man? Just not feeling 100%. Bit dizzy, was it? Or yeah, it's definitely not nice being ill. Absolutely not. And like I say, I'm grateful that I would say I've kind of got a little platform where I can kind of just come on here and live stream, you know, and just talk to people. You know, it kind of makes the days just a little bit better, you know. Being stuck at home ill is not fun. Just gets in the way of absolutely everything, doesn't it? Oh, I need to service my truck. Massive pain in my upper back, heart area. My legs went out from the pain. Oh, damn, man. Yeah, that's a pretty concerning area to have a pain, isn't it? But I wish you a speedy recovery, man. Like I say, it's this time of year, just things just generally for me they just don't go right, and I'm sure you can understand that. You couldn't breathe. Damn, man. It's a scary moment. I mean, I'm quite a frequent. I frequently have panic attacks, and for me, I know exactly what it feels like with the sensation of not being able to breathe. You know, it's quite scary, daunting. Yeah, that's it. I mean, sometimes it's just your body's natural way of telling you that you need to take some time to sort of recharge. You know, stress and work and responsibilities and stuff. You know, it can creep up on you when you don't really expect it. Got to be so careful these days. I was gonna change the truck, and then I completely forgot that I had already had a delivery set. And I started doing this the other day on my TikTok streams, and it was a bit of fun. Well, at least you're stable, Munchies. At least you're stable at the moment. Like I say, just take it easy, man. Just don't overdo it. Oh yeah, this game is brilliant. Yeah, I haven't really touched much on American Truck Simulator to be honest. Like I say, ever since I've been doing it, I know that you can do the Truckers MP for that as well, but there seems to be more people playing Euro Truck than American Truck. I mean, in this server alone, I think there's about 3,100 people, so you know it's not too bad. But of course, I get a lot of comments. You know, where's the traffic? Where's the AI? And it's like Truckers MP doesn't have traffic, or at least this server doesn't anyway. You know, the only traffic that you do see are other drivers, actual real drivers on the road. Which, to be honest, over the course of time that I've been playing it, it's been actually not. It's actually been quite refreshing. Being able to park up. I mean, I had a really cool conversation yesterday with a couple of people that were pulled up into a service station, and they were just chatting there, and you know, we started, you know, chatting away, and you know, it was pretty good. Some decent stories. We even did a couple of little convoys together as well. Yeah, that was a nice thing. Yeah, that mod is pretty cool. You do get like realistic gas station mods as well. There's just so many different mods that you can choose from. You know, other than company logos, you know, you can do your road markings, your weather systems. You know, the list really does go on. And if you're not like somebody that's really worried about the way your truck looks, I mean, there's loads of different accessory packs that you can have. Change the color of your sat nav. There's just so much to choose from. You know, it's like when it comes to actually designing a new truck, you just don't know what to do because you've got too much to choose. But like I say, after this stream finishes, I will be heading on over to TikTok and continuing on. So if you guys got nothing to do and you want to join me, you're more than welcome. And if you do, then you'll understand where the name the Diesel Viking came from. Bit of a face reveal. Oh no. Can see what this madman looks like. Can put a face to the voice. Do do do. At 290 subscribers, that's absolutely crazy. I mean, when I first started the channel, I think it was about 3 or 4 months ago, I only had, I think it was 3 subscribers. And now I'm at 290. It's just absolutely crazy. But like I say, it's thanks to you guys. You know, it doesn't seem like a lot, but each and every one of you are contributing to, you know, me making videos about the games which I enjoy playing. So, but we do need to find a little service stop because the wheels are damaged, I think. Been driving for a long time. I think I started this route at like 2,500 miles, so you know it's been a long old way. Yeah, I appreciate that, Munchies. Like I say, there's only so much that I can show on the channel, and I do, of course, I do ask people if they got any suggestions, but you know, of course, that's up to you if you want to respond to that or not. Oh, absolutely. I will absolutely stay honest, Munchies. There is nothing that can really change my mindset when it comes to stuff like this. I just can't be bothered with it, you know. It's been a bit controversial amongst the people that do and don't like certain games, you know. And I just try and be. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and, you know, kid myself. You know, if a game is awful, then I will tell you it is awful. Whether that's up to sort of preference or whatever, who knows? But yeah, if you can't deliver basic stuff, then I'm sorry, I'm not going to speak highly of something if it's not working properly, whether it's supposed to be fixed or not. I feel those things should be addressed before the game is even put out there on sale, you know. And this is what I mean about on the road. You know, a lot of us have already put a lot of money and time into that game for it to just mess up on us. So, you know, it's going to be a lot to ask for to bring those players back. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. This is it. I mean, people aren't made of money, and I think these developers are a bit clueless on that fact, to be honest, because there are some people that say, for instance, they got a couple of games which they're interested in, but they only have enough to buy one of them, and they want to make the choice, the right choice, as to whether they're going to like it or not. And if they go onto YouTube and just look for reviews, then you're going to get people that are sponsored, you're going to get people that are promoted by these developers, you know, and you get sort of a bias review. You know, now um, for me, it's just one of those things of like, I've been in that situation, and I'm just fed up of people sugarcoating things for their own benefit. You know, we need to know the hard truth about games these days because they're so expensive. You know, and like you said, Munchies, they will defend it to the bitter end. Absolutely. And I just don't think that that mindset is a healthy one, especially if you've got a big following. Because if you've got a lot of followers, you know, a lot of subscribers, and they kind of take your word for it, you know, then you can kind of shoot yourself in the foot at the same time. Because if it comes back and the game's broken, and that person has spoken highly of it and suggested people buy it, you know, it's just going to land on back on them. And rightfully so. You know, if that's sort of the sort of general sort of direction you want to take, then so be it. Now, for games like Euro Truck and American Truck, I will absolutely defend. There are a few things which I wish that they would improve upon and add, but it's a pretty solid game, innit? We can't argue that. Beep, 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 beep. You know, but I mean, it's like this trucker's MP. It can get a bit boring, especially if there's not many people on at the time. I'm new to these, but I have no issues as of yet. They exceed my expectations. To be completely honest, Munchies, when I knew that these games existed, but I never actually put a lot of time into actually looking as to what the games were about and how good they were. So back in the day when I was playing things like Truck Driver and On the Road, um, you know, you got all those people that are saying, "Oh, buy a PC, play Euro Truck, play American Truck, it's better," and you're there like, "Well, I would if I could." You know what I mean? But because of that, I never really looked into it. Almost like a FOMO thing, you know, like fear of missing out, and it just makes you feel rubbish, doesn't it? Makes you feel crap. Yeah, I will always speak highly of these games based on the experience that I've had with them. But I mean, as far as trucking and logistical stuff goes, of course these two games are the best on the market at the moment. But as much as I do like American Truck and Euro Truck, I wish that there was more options on the console. We all know that PC have better simulation games, and that's just been the way since day one. You know, we can't really neglect that or hide from the fact. Yeah, and of course PC looks better, runs better, mods, all this kind of stuff. But we all know this already. Do you know what I mean? We all know this. You know, I want to see a nice, polished trucking logistical simulator that we can get for console. I want the consoles to be able to get a taste of what it's really like to play a game that works properly, and not a game that's been half baked and thrown at us and expecting us to accept the fact, lay down and just kind of go with the flow based on when they decide to pull their finger out or not. We want a game that's working properly straight out of the gate, and when I mean properly, I don't expect it to be perfect, because nothing ever is. But at least get your core elements right. You know, if you're gonna make us put luggage or certain cargo on certain buses or trucks or whatever, at least make sure that that actually functions properly. And I think with the current hardware that we have, there is no reason as to why somebody couldn't make a really nice trucking sim for console. Yeah, exactly that, Munchies. That's what I mean. What I mean, like when the trailer came out for On the Road, I remember it being extremely hyped up. There were so many YouTubers that were talking extremely highly of the game and were completely blinded to the fact that this might not be the final product. This might not be, you know, the finishing touches. And when On the Road actually released, it was exactly that. It was horrible. It was a buggy mess, and it's still a buggy mess. You know, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Quick way of making money, I suppose, but at the cost of everyone else, basically. You know, On the Road definitely has potential, and to see them trying to reignite that flame again to try and get the game to where it should have been day one, well, I don't know, maybe it's a little too late. Maybe it'll be a massive deal breaker for a lot of people already. Like, as of right now, if I was to give like people a review for On the Road, I don't even need to. I don't even need to tell people what that game is like, because let's face it, we all know what sort of state it's in. Yeah, and that's not going to change, is it? So, well, I say that now, but I mean, we don't know what their plans are with it. A little bit of transparency would be nice, you know, telling us that they're working on it now. Kind of makes you wonder why they didn't just work on it in the first place. It wasn't like people weren't asking like thousands of times a day to get the damn thing running properly, as if they needed enough any more motivation to do it. Yeah, exactly, Munchies. Famous for all the wrong reasons. And I mean, hats off to them. Like, it's the same thing with TML. You know, if they do manage to address the issues which people have complained about for the last God knows how long, then I guess you can kind of just accept the fact that it had a rocky start, and now we can enjoy a game the way that it's supposed to be enjoyed. You know, that's absolutely fine. It doesn't neglect the fact that, you know, there were problems at the beginning, but at least, you know, if they are seen to be correcting and doing things right, then people can kind of give them a little bit of slack and, give them a little bit of credit for doing that. But that will all depend. That will all depend on the time frame, on what they actually manage to fix and what they neglect. One of those situations again where you're left with a lot more questions than you do get answers. So it's actually really annoying that. And we all know why they don't tell us these sorts of pieces of information, and it's because if they don't deliver on the date which was given, it makes it worse for them. But a little bit more honesty, if they was to just say that to people instead of being so proud, then people would understand, wouldn't they? But if you don't tell people, then people just assume that you're trying to pull the wool over their eyes, and it just doesn't work. Oh, here we go. Oh. Like I say, if on the road it's something you actually want to see come back to the channel, then I have no problem with doing that. But there's just only so much that we can talk about without actually knowing any pieces of, like, some concrete information. Then there's nothing that we can do. Whoa. Absolute idiot, man. I want to slow down. It's obviously not reading the road markings very well. Well, there is 820 something miles to go. This is going to be a bit of a short stream, guys. Like I say, I kind of said what I wanted to say, and like I say, I do apologise for the lack of streams and things like that, but things will go back on track. Like I say, I am on TikTok as well now, so go and follow me over there, and you can get involved in some other bits and pieces, and generally just have a laugh. Right, let's pull up here. I think we'll be safe here. But like I say, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure as always. I appreciate you all coming in. Bit of a short stream, I know. But yeah, like I say, if you did like the video, consider leaving us a cheeky like, subscribe, turn that bell notification on. I will be moving over to TikTok, so like I say, if you're interested in seeing what I'm doing over there, then yeah, I'll see you over there. But like I say, guys, enjoy the rest of your day, take it easy, stay safe, and I'll catch you all in the next one.